Over the years, there are some things that we have come to know. One of those is that no 2 days are ever the same. Come with me as we spend a day here at Creekside Nursery. There's no telling what's going to happen. Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. It is Jenny. Today I thought it would be fun to kind of spend the day with me, to go through and see what an average, typical day here at the nursery is like. Because no 2 days are ever the same here. We think we have a plan of what's going to happen, and then sometimes it goes that way, but oftentimes there are some things that get thrown in there and it goes differently. So we're going to be spending some time today at the house doing some different odds and ends chores. We've got a plant delivery coming. We have a stone delivery coming for a new project we're working on in the backyard. Just some everyday fun stuff. What we're going to do first is we are actually racing against the sun. We are standing here in the front of our house. It is the middle of July. It's hot, it's humid, but there are some things that I need to get done. One of those things is trimming the boxwoods behind me. It took us several years to figure out what works in the front of our house, and we finally figured out that these boxwoods do the absolute best. Now I know some of y'all have really strong opinions about boxwoods. I personally really like them in the right setting, and here at our house they work great. Boxwoods require a little bit of maintenance, and they have to be trimmed. For us, it's really just once a year. So you can see that they've got nice new growth on them, and I just want to shape them up for the season. This is the middle of July. Again, I'm going to do it now. Has a nice shape. They'll put on new growth, but they'll have plenty of time for that new growth to harden off so that when we hit the fall and hit the winter and our first freeze, this new growth will be nice and tough and it won't get burnt. If I were to wait and trim these in say late August or September, they're still going to put on new growth, but it may not be enough time for them to harden off. As soon as we get a good hard freeze, all of that will turn brown. So imagine this plant with all these little brown stems, and that would stay there all winter. Not very attractive. So I'm just going to go through and we're going to shape these up. These particular ones, we just try to keep them trimmed back. There is a yellow jacket's nest underneath one of these boxwoods that's right up here. So I am going to do my dead level best not to get stung by yellow jackets. If you're not familiar with yellow jackets, they are these nasty, devilish wasp-like bugs, and they're just mean. So they'll just come out at you for no reason. But they put their nest in the ground. So they're not like a hornet where they have an actual paper nest. They're in the ground. And we have figured out that they are at the back of the base of this boxwood. So Jenny's going to do her best not to get stung. All right, let's get to trimming. Son, don't do that to me. Where's his head? I'm trying to find out where his, hopefully he's headed into. All right. That was some excitement. Okay guys, so the boxwoods have been trimmed, and And just as I predicted, something unusual happened. Jackson was helping me trim that very last boxwood, and our friend, Mr. Blacksnake, had decided to make that his home for this morning. So he kind of gave us a little scare when I saw his head pop out at the bottom of the boxwood, but we stopped and he went on his merry sweet little way down into Vertigo and the Bordeaux. So he's hanging out there. He was a good size. Anyway, like I said, never know what's gonna happen. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean all this debris up, and then we're gonna mulch it, move on to the next project. Okay folks, so we've talked about this area before. This is the shade bed, believe it or not. And so remember I tell you that it gets some morning sun. Well, this is the intense morning sun that it gets. But behind me is Franny's hydrangea, and you can see that her blooms are done. We have figured out, thanks to you fantastic viewers, that she is a shooting star, which can also be known as a Fuji waterfall hydrangea. So that's what she is. She does bloom on old growth, so that means if I'm going to prune her, now is the time of year to prune her. She may bloom again late fall, probably not. It'll be next spring. So I need to trim her because clearly she's very big and she's going to take over. So we're just going to go for it and get in there, shape her up. I'm not going to cut her back really severe because that could put a lot of stress on her. I'm just going to clean her up, tidy her up some. We'll see how she looks when she gets done.
What are you doing?
I am trimming Franny.
Can I leave that in the nursery?
No, because Emily's down there with Miss Cadence and that's their time to hang out, okay? Megan's in the house somewhere. So see, you garden, you parent, it all goes together at the same time. Now, I am trimming her up this way because she was going into the Solomon seal. So I want to have time for that Solomon seal to be able to grow back some. Plus she was completely covering up this euchera. This is a Dale's strain. She was covering that up. So I really needed to trim her back this way. We're going to take some top off of her and then trim her up off the house because she's up against the house and I don't want the paint to turn yucky and all that other good stuff. No, honey. I know it's hard to think about pruning your hydrangeas back, especially when they've got blooms on them, but I'm not going to be using these blooms for as far as arrangements and things like that. So now is the time to do it, because if I were to wait and do it any later, I'm not going to have blooms really well next year. So pruning is a good thing. It's hard, but just necessary. Okay, so we just got our shipment of perennials from Walter's Gardens all the way from Michigan, and you can see we've got perennial plugs, we've got some bare roots, we've just got all sorts of fun things. So we are going to dig in here and see what we have. FedEx is just leaving. There's always something going on here, deliveries, so forth. So, hostas, ferns, dianthus, Shasta daisies, salvia, pulmonaria. It's a great perennial for the shade. It's got gorgeous color on it. It's also exciting. Okay, friends, it is, I don't even know. I think it's like 5:30 in the afternoon, and I'm hot and I'm sweaty and I'm tired and I'm ready for my iced coffee. But it has been a good day. It has been productive. It has been a normal day here at the nursery and at the house. Some things didn't go quite as planned. We were expecting to get that load of stone for the new patio, but it is going to come tomorrow, along with a tractor trailer delivery of potting soil. So that way we can start potting up all those gorgeous perennials that we just got. So we're gonna go in and have a great cool night in the air conditioned house. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow. So this is not a 24-hour in the day of, well, it may be actually 24, I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna be a whole day's worth plus a little bit more for tomorrow because it didn't happen today. So we'll see you in the morning. Okay guys, so it is the next morning. Morning's halfway gone. It's already like 10:30 or 11 o'clock. We are here potting up the perennials that we got yesterday. Right now we're working on daylilies. So to give you an idea of how a daylily comes to us, this is called a bare root. So this is a really nice size bare root. That's why we love Walter's Gardens, because they send us nice, good size root stock. This is where the daylily growth will come out. These are the roots. Interesting to plant because you can't fill the pot up all the way. Fill it up, put the root in, and then go ahead and fill it back up. But this is what it will look like. We'll stick them out, make sure they get lots of good water, and before you know it, they will start growing. It's a great thing about daylilies is that they're fast growers. So we've already got a good number here going. The one that we're working on right now this is a fun one, King of the Ages. Just a really pretty peach and burgundy one, nice and pretty, ruffled edges, but we got a lot to do, so we're gonna get to potting. See, this is great. This fella has got it going on. He's got his little lift truck. The bags are all wrapped up. That's just the blue wrapping. Oh, this is what we love, people. Yay for Southern Ag. That's the company that this is coming from. We've learned over the years that getting the right equipment makes all the difference in the world. To the back of the barn it goes. All right, so this is so exciting. We just got the truck arrived for our new patio area. That's going to be a massive project, but cannot wait to get this off the truck. This is Bell Guard with different stone. Let's see if we can get the name. The Lafitte Grand and the Hatteras color. So that is going to be what the patio floor is going to be. And then down here, there we go, is the stone that's going to be for the retaining walls, the sitting wall, and the fire pit. So now we get to get this unloaded and look at it. I'm so excited. Okay, so all of the stone is relatively in place. It's all brought back here. So just to give you a bit of an overview, now we're gonna have lots of videos about this because it's gonna be a massive project. Got my Megan here with me. But back here, obviously this is the back of our house. It's a hot mess, just go with it. But we had an above ground pool here for, it was a good amount of time, I don't know, 8 years or so. And had a deck with it and everything, so the kids loved it, learned how to swim there, but it was 8-9 years old and it was time to come out, so we decided to rip it out and we were going to put more of an outdoor living space there instead of another pool, because if we get another pool we would like to do an in-ground, but that's still to be determined. But back here, so we're going to have steps so you can see the pile of gravel up against the house. Those will be curved steps. Up along the length of each of those walls will be a low retaining wall, less than 3 feet. And then there'll be planting beds behind it. Then the whole area where the gravel is will all be pavers. We'll have a fire pit. Where these 3 tall stakes are will be relatively in that vicinity. Will be a curved low seating wall. Going to work on that little section that's left of the deck. There's just a whole lot of projects going on here, so just stay tuned for that. But we wanted to show you, of course, what a typical day at Creekside looks like. This video was supposed to be 1 day and then it turned into 2 days because deliveries got messed up and everything, but we just wanted you to see how we just kind of hop from one thing to the next. There's always things that come up that are unexpected. Like right now, this tractor trailer that delivered it, bless him, he's trying to get out and he's doing something with the gravel. He was a super nice guy, but he may have to back up and I don't know. So right now we're gonna sign off and say thank you for watching. Hope you have found this fun and informative. We're gonna go help the tractor trailer get unstuck from the gravel. Like the channel. Oh, lol, y'all. Maybe this video will continue because I don't know what's going up there. Anyway, have a great day. See you next time. Bye. See, this is what happens, Christine, when I don't have you and Jerry here.